Master yourself, and the world has no choice but to obey.
They mistake strength for luck. They confuse respect with charity. They assume influence is something inherited by birth or fortune. But they are blind. Power is not stumbled upon. It is created piece by piece, forged through discipline, vision, and unbreakable will. Respect is not granted. It is crafted through mastery of presence, of perception, of the image you allow the world to see. Influence is not handed down. It is sculpted through endless refinement of self until your presence cannot be ignored anywhere you stand. Understand this. No one can surpass you if you internalize one principle: control of perception. Machiavelli called it the greatest weapon of rulers. The unseen force that bends allies and enemies alike without armies or chains. For perception molds belief, belief drives action, and action shapes destiny. If you can guide how the world sees you, you dictate how it treats you. And if you dictate how it treats you, you become untouchable. Others may work harder, speak louder, or shine brighter for a moment, but perception is the tide, and all men are ships. Command the tide, and you command the sea itself. Comment: I choose strength over comfort. Seal it here. This is not mere motivation. This is initiation. The moment you step away from the herd and into the cold circle of those who cannot be broken. Number 1. The core law: mastery of self. True power does not originate from wealth, recognition, or status. It begins in the mirror with the man staring back at you. That reflection is either your greatest ally or your deadliest enemy. Before you can command others, you must first prove you can command yourself. Every man is born with impulses that weaken him, cravings that scatter his focus, and distractions that keep him ordinary. The average man obeys them without question. He rises when he feels like it, eats without discipline, speaks without thought, and wastes his time as though it were infinite. But the man who cannot be broken reverses this order. He does not serve his impulses serve him. The most formidable man alive is the one who rules his own mind. No amount of charm, wealth, or brute force can equal that. Discipline sharpens him into a blade. Restraint makes him immovable. Silence cloaks him in mystery, and mystery attracts. The man who governs himself radiates weight before he even speaks. That is why the world bends to those who refuse to bend to themselves. Self-mastery is not a philosophy. It is war, a private war fought each day. The first battle is with the bed that tempts you to stay weak. The second is with the cravings that demand betrayal of your body. The last is with the voice whispering that you are not enough. Fail here, and you will fail in the greater battles of life. But win them day after day, and you carve yourself into something no storm, no enemy, no circumstance can move. Empires collapse, crowns are stolen, but mastery over your mind, body, and spirit is eternal. Comment: I am my own ruler. Write it, etch it, let it define you, because the day you conquer yourself is the day nothing in the world can conquer you. Number 2. The weapon of presence. Power hidden within dies unrecognized. Strength that does not radiate becomes dust. Self-mastery is the foundation, but presence is the weapon. Once you master yourself, the world begins to feel it. Presence is not arrogance. It is gravity. Gravity does not beg, it pulls. The untouchable man knows people respond less to his words and more to the weight behind them. A single glance, a measured pause, or calm stillness often carries more force than endless speech. Because he is unmoved by others' noise, their noise quiets around him. Presence is perception turned into a weapon. It is not being the loudest, it is being the axis around which the room revolves. Machiavelli wrote that people are ruled more by appearances than by truth. The wise ruler accepts this. He shapes it. Presence cannot be faked. You cannot posture your way into gravitas. Only a man who has truly mastered himself radiates that kind of inevitability. Presence is not intimidation. It is certainty. It is the silent crown that requires no jewels or throne. Once forged, no one can strip it away. Comment: my presence is my power. Declare it, because from this moment forward, your very existence becomes your sharpest weapon. Number 3. The law of foresight. Power is not about the present. By the time you realize a moment exists, it is already gone. The present is only an echo of the past. The future is where strength is secured or lost. Strength without foresight is a blind sword swing. You may land a strike once, but blindness always collapses. The untouchable man does not fight blind. He sees further, prepares earlier, and acts sharper. While others live trapped in the now, he already stands in tomorrow. Machiavelli likened fortune to a flood that destroys the unprepared. But the man who builds dams and channels before the water comes not only survives, he thrives. Outsiders call it luck. He calls it inevitability. His victories are not chance. They are traps set months or years in advance. Foresight is invisible armor. The man without it is a slave to chance, forever reacting, forever surprised. But the man of foresight is never cornered. He has already imagined the betrayal, the failure, the storm, and accounted for them. He remains calm where others tremble. Patience is the price of foresight. Most rush, most panic. The strategist waits, moves with purpose, and builds quietly when no one is watching. By the time the dust settles, he remains standing while others burn out. Think of foresight as a throne. Crowns fall, empires collapse, but the man who sees further cannot be dethroned. Fortune bends to the prepared as iron bends in fire. Comment, I see beyond the moment. Anchor this truth into yourself. Because foresight is not about predicting the future, it is about becoming the kind of man who is ready for anything. Number 4, the law of resilience. Strength without resilience is fragile. Influence without resilience is fleeting. Respect without resilience is shallow. The world rewards not the man who shines when skies are clear, but the man who still stands when storms arrive. Resilience is not avoiding pain, it is transforming it. It is not running from struggle, it is standing in it, spine unbroken, heart steady. The ordinary man flees hardship. The extraordinary one uses it as fire, allowing it to temper him into steel. Machiavelli warned that fortune is cruel and unpredictable, but cruelty does not break the resilient, it reveals them. When life strips you bare, when allies abandon you, when plans collapse, the resilient man steadies his breath and adapts. Where others rot, he grows. Resilience is built choice by choice. Discipline over indulgence strengthens your armor. Silence over provocation sharpens your blade. Enduring discomfort willingly stretches your threshold. Each choice makes you a fortress storms cannot move. Think of the oak. Shallow roots snap, weak branches break, but the oak that bends with decades of storms still stands. That is resilience. Flexibility without surrender, endurance without collapse. Resilience makes you inevitable. The man who cannot be broken becomes the man others cannot ignore. Time itself allies with him. While others burn out, he remains. While others fade, he endures. And endurance becomes supremacy. Comment, I do not break. Claim it. Because resilience is not survival, it is permanence. The resilient man does not fade with time. He grows with it. Number 5, the law of detachment. True strength belongs to the man who feels everything but is ruled by nothing. That is detachment. Most men are enslaved by their emotions. Insults provoke them. Rejection unravels them. Fear paralyzes them. But the untouchable man acknowledges emotion without bowing to it. He feels anger but does not rage. He feels fear but does not tremble. He sees desire but does not kneel. Detachment is not apathy. Apathy is emptiness. Detachment is command. Emotions cloud judgment, distort perception, and rush decisions. Detachment sharpens clarity. In stillness, vision becomes sharp. The detached man unnerves enemies. His silence weighs heavier than shouts. His calm during chaos unsettles more than aggression. Because when others waste themselves in rage, he conserves his energy and positions himself to win. This is why detachment is feared. It makes you immune to manipulation. Train it daily. When insulted, pause. When tempted, wait. When afraid, breathe. Each act of restraint builds freedom. Comment, I master emotion. It does not master me. Detachment transforms storms into silence and chaos into clarity. The man who embodies it is untouchable. Number 6, the law of adaptability. Power that cannot adapt crumbles. Fortresses fall when they refuse to evolve. Empires die clinging to the past. Adaptability keeps the untouchable untouchable. Rigidity is death. The man who demands the world stay still for him is broken by it. The adaptive man bends, absorbs, redirects. He treats chaos as raw material. Where others see endings, he sees beginnings. Adaptability means evolving in thought, action, and identity. His mind is not chained to one strategy. His actions adjust without pride. His identity transforms without apology. He reinvents himself endlessly, remaining unpredictable and untouchable. To adapt strategically is not to surrender. It is to bend without breaking, to change without chaos. Like the predator that shifts hunting grounds to survive every season, the adaptive man thrives while others starve. Comment: I evolve endlessly. Declare it. Adaptability ensures permanence. The man who commands change commands destiny. Number 7, the law of influence. Power within you is strength. Power extended outward is influence. Most confuse influence with popularity. Popularity is fragile, dependent on moods of the crowd. True influence bends the crowd itself. It shapes rhythm, sets perception, and becomes the compass others follow. Influence begins with self-command. The disciplined, detached, and resilient radiate an aura others cannot ignore. It is not spoken, it is felt. The fearful admire calm. The impulsive admire patience. Influence is magnetic. It is not about forcing compliance, it is about alignment. When your presence is heavy, people align with you without demand, without persuasion. Influence is inevitable. Comment: my presence shapes reality. Influence is not applause, it is inevitability. Once mastered, the room does not accept you, you reshape the room. Number 8, the crown of mastery. Mastery is the summit where all laws converge. It is not perfection, but command, over self, over presence, over direction. Mastery is not luck. It is inevitability. It is scars turned to armor, failures turned to wisdom, pain turned to power. It is refinement without end. The man of mastery is never stagnant. He does not compare himself to others, only to the man he was yesterday. This crown is invisible, but it is felt. It cannot be stolen, sold, or stripped. It is permanent. Comment: I wear the crown of mastery, claim it. Because mastery is not given, it is conquered. Number 9, the law of legacy. Power dies with you if it is not carried beyond you. Influence vanishes if it disappears once you leave the room. Legacy is permanence, the echo of your presence after death. Legacy is not fame. Fame is shallow, fragile, temporary. Legacy is deeper. It carves into memory. Empires collapse, but great names endure. Legacy is built daily, through discipline, through endurance, through clarity. Every action is either an investment in permanence or a waste into dust. Comment: my legacy begins now. Write it. Legacy is not stumbled into, it is built deliberately. Fame fades, possessions fade, but legacy remains. Number 10, the law of solitude. Strength is born in solitude. The man who cannot stand alone has not yet become a man. Most fear solitude because it strips away distraction. They cling to crowds not out of love for others, but out of fear of themselves. The untouchable man embraces solitude as a forge. Alone, he sharpens mind, strengthens will, and gains clarity. Solitude is not exile, it is training. It proves discipline is real, not performance. It prepares the weapon before the battle. The crowd consumes. The solitary man creates. Comment: I grow strongest in solitude. Because solitude is not weakness, it is ascension. The battlefield may crown you, but solitude prepares you for victory.